Good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening, or good night. This is Jen at JensArtyInclinations, a place to create, share, and play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, I joined this local swap group in Australia, and it's called Junk Journal Creative Swaps in Oz. I'm going to make sure that I link their Facebook group below. And that's what's inspired me to start trying to have a go at steampunk, because they do generic swaps, but they also do these swaps which are theme-based. So I thought I'd show you the few little things that I've made for swaps. The people who I was sending them off to have received them, so I made sure, I held on to them so that they'd be a surprise. Now, this first one is called an envelope flip. And you know me, this was actually just a generic one, but because I was totally into the steampunk, I thought, no, I'm going to try the theme for this one as well. So this is how it turned out. Now, what they do is they link a video that we can use as the inspiration for our little swaps that we do. So for this one, it was a video that was done by Create with Scrimpingmommy, and I'll make sure I put the video again in the description below so that you can see that too. So I had lots of fun doing this little envelope flip out of window envelopes, and these are all the little bits and bobs of ephemera that I stuffed it with. So a few things that I've been creating, over Christmas. I love the little keys on the butterflies, like in Harry Potter. It's my way of doing steampunk-ish things. So I did this as a generic one first, and then I kind of just played with it and changed it into steampunk, because I don't do swaps. I really only give my stuff away, and I wasn't sure. I wanted it to be beautiful, and I wanted it to be worth it for the person who received it, and so I kept on adding and adding. But I am really happy with how it turned out in the end. And of course, ran out of supply of ring reinforcers, so decided that I'd use safety pins instead, those bulb pins. But such a cute design from Scrimpingmommy. I love how it's a little journal, but then it's got all those flips and flaps and pockets. Those of you who hang out with me know that I love a flip. Totally love a flip. So I, had seen all these rules about steampunk out there. So, that I've tried it once or twice before, very unsuccessfully, only semi got there. But I feel like this really turned out, and doing it in the group for the swap was kind of good, because they'd done steampunk last month as well. So they're doing it for a few months, and then they'll do something else. But as I say, they have regular supply swaps as well. There's so much there. You only need to do one every 3 months to stay in the group. And there's so many swaps offered each month that you'll find one that you can do, at least one every 3 months. You don't have to do it in whatever the current theme is. I just enjoyed trying it out. But yeah, looking back, it just gave me so many ideas, and seeing different people's interpretations, seeing some of the videos that they showed. There are so many different ways that you can get that look, and really inspiring seeing other people make it. So I really enjoyed that. Gotta say, I hate decorating window envelopes. And I know they're such a solid staple in the junk journal world. I just always really, really struggle to get them to look right. So this, there's my boy in the background again. Those of you who know me know that it's never quiet. But yeah, and a little bit of velvet to tie it together. I loved that closure idea. I thought that was beautiful. But yeah, okay, totally forgot what I was going to say, because now I'm looking at the next thing. All right, these are cupcake patty pans. Aren't they fabulous? Now this one, the video that inspired it was Diane Hubert, Pretty Pink Cottage. Again, I'll make sure I link her below. So here's a bit of a close-up of each of the three, and what you're doing is you're embossing your patty pans. Now that I've discovered this technique, I'm using it for everything. So I've got all sorts of little metallic elements to add into my other steampunk journal that I'm doing. All right, now the final one was inspired by Cathys Garden. Again, video will be linked below. These first two were my first attempts and I wasn't as happy with them. So I'm holding on to them because I know I'll use them in one of my own journals or they can go in as one of my idea books. But really cute design from one sheet of paper. Now, for memory, it was from one sheet of A4 paper too, so just regular letter paper. But I love it has a little flip down fold out that you can journal on, and then that is also a pocket with a really lovely simple closure on the outside. I love those kind of closures. Here was the second one. I was a bit happier with this one, but I still felt like it was a little bit plain, even with some stamping inside. So again, bit of a journaling space. Love that big pull down, but definitely happier with how that one looked. So now I'll show you the two that I did that I sent off on the swap. So here they are. Ta-da! I used, now these were digital papers from, I think they're Scrimpingmommy. Do not quote me on that. A lot of the papers I've had for ages, and I had this one, gosh, for a couple of years now, just haven't got around to using it. That little balloon tag, that's a little thank you card. Do you remember the paper bags I did the other day? So that was in there. A little reduction of the Scrimpingmommy digital papers. Gee, I hope I've got that right. And yeah, made a little tag out of the little thank you card that went with the paper bags that were from the party shop, that were from the $2 store. I've also got some little printouts that I already had, some tags. I believe there's a Tracy Fox tag on the front. Gosh, JV sounds like he's having fun in the background there. I think that's his way of going, come on, Mum, hurry up. You know, just because we can't speak, it doesn't mean that by the time we're 15 we don't have our own opinions. So I did a little bit of die cutting, used some stamps I had on the second one, very similar. And I wanted them to kind of, be a bit matchy-matchy when they went off to my swap partner. Oh my goodness. I should ask the girls permission to see if I can show you what they made too. The swaps I got back, so beautiful. And I loved seeing how other people interpreted it. But more importantly, I get to see a lot of inspiration, but I don't get to touch it and to feel it. And it's so much more special when you actually get to hold something that someone else has made in your hot little hands. It's really cool. Alrighty. So they were the 3 little swaps that I did and then packaged them all up. I think I had more fun packaging them together than I did almost making them. So, of course, a bit more free when you're doing your packaging for your happy mails. Hope you enjoyed and I'll see you again soon. Take care.
I'd love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy.